Hello everyone, myself Mr. Jangle Sanket Surendra, lecturer from Mula Education Society's Mula Rural Institute of Pharmacy, Sone. Today we will see or discuss the chapter Concept of Health, part 2nd. In this chapter, we have studied the concept of health, then indicators of health, determinants of health, and how the health is affected by a diseases. Now, in this today's lecture, we will see the concept of diseases. Now, first of all, we will see the definition of disease. The disease have been defined by many ways. Some of the definitions of diseases according to the Webster defines a condition in which body health is impaired, a departure from the state of health, an alteration of the human body interrupting the performance of vital function. It is the one of the definition. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, it defined as disease as a condition of the body or some part or organ of the body in which its functions are disrupted or deranged. The simplest definition of diseases is just opposite to the health, that is, any deviation from normal functioning or state of complete physical or mental well being, since health and diseases are mutually exclusive. These definitions of diseases are considered inadequate because they do not give a criterion by which to decide when a disease state begins, nor do they lend themselves to measurement of diseases. The WHO has not defined the diseases because disease has many shades ranging from inapparent cases to several manifest illness. Distinction is also made between the words diseases, illness, and sickness. Disease is a physiological or psychological dysfunction. Illness is a subjective state of the person who feels aware of not being well. Sickness is the state of social dysfunction. Now, the another point is the natural history of diseases. Disease results from a complex interaction between person, an agent, and the environment. Natural history of disease signifies the way in which a disease evolves over time from the earliest stage of pre-pathogenesis phase to its termination as recovery, disability, or death in the absence of treatment or prevention. Each disease has its own natural history, which is not necessarily the same in all individuals. The natural history of the diseases is described as consisting of two phases, pre-pathogenic phase and pathogenic phase. First of all, we will see the causative agent factor. In the causative agent factor, the first link in the chain of diseases transmission is the diseases agent. The diseases agents is defined as a substance, living or non-living, or a force that excessive presence or relatively lack of which may initiate a disease process. A disease may have a single agent or more than one agent acting independently or in combination with each another. The diseases agents are classified in the groups biological agents. These are the living agent of diseases. Examples: viruses, rickettsial, fungi, bacteria, etc. Nutrient agents. This includes proteins, fats, carbohydrate, vitamin, minerals, and water. Physical agents: exposure to excessive heat, cold, humidity, pressure, radiation, electricity, etc. Chemical agents: they are of two types, endogenous and exogenous. endogenous, that is produced in the body as a result of dearrangement like urea, ketones, etc., and exogenous, that are the agents arising outside the human host like metals, fumes, dust, allergens, etc. This was the causative agent factor. Now, another one is the host factor. Then we see the environmental factor, which consists of the two phases, pre-pathogenic phase and pathogenesis phase. Pre-pathogenic phase refers to the period preliminary to the onset of disease in man. The disease's agent has not yet entered man, but factors which favors in interaction with man are already existing in the environment. The causative factors of disease may known as the epidemiological trend. The factors which are required in this also determines the distribution of the disease in the community. Pathogenesis phase. The pathogenesis phase begin with the entry of the disease agents in a susceptible human host. Then disease agent multiplies and induces tissue and physiological changes. The disease progresses through a period of incubation and later early and late pathogenesis. The final result may be recovery, disability, or death. The pathogenic phase may be modified by intervention measures such as immunization, and chemotherapy. The host reaction to infection with a disease is not predictable. Now, starting with the diseases agents. Diseases agents are biological agent, nutrient agent, physical agent, chemical agent, and mechanical agent. Biological agents are the living agents of diseases, example viruses, rickets, fungi, etc. Nutrient agents includes proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamin, minerals, and water. Physical agents are exposure to excessive heat, cold, humidity, pressure, radiation, electricity, etc. Chemical agents are of two types, endogenous and exogenous. Mechanical agents, these are the exposure to the chronic friction and other mechanical forces may result in crushing, tearing, or dislocation or death also. Absence or insufficiency or excess of factor necessary to health may be chemical factors like hormones, enzymes, etc. Social agents are the poverty, smoking, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, unhealthy lifestyle, social isolation, etc. Now, starting with the concept of prevention of a disease. The prevention of disease depends upon several factors such as knowledge of causation, dynamics of disease transmission, availability of prophylactic or early detection and treatment measures, and organization for applying these measures to appropriate person. Elimination of single known essential cause may be sufficient to prevent a disease. Levels of prevention are in the terms of three levels: primary prevention, secondary prevention, and tertiary prevention. First one is the primary prevention. Primary prevention can be defined as action taken prior to the onset of disease which removes the possibility that disease will ever occur. Primary prevention may be accomplished by the measures designed to promote general health and well-being and quality of life of the people or by specific protective measures. The concept of primary prevention is now being applied to the prevention of chronic diseases like coronary heart disease, hypertension, and cancer based on elimination or modification of risk factor of the disease. Many countries succeeded in eliminating the diseases like cholera, typhoid, dysentery, etc. Secondary prevention. It is defined as action which halts the progress of a disease at its incipient stage and prevents complication. Secondary prevention arrests the disease's progress by early diagnosis and treatment before irreversible pathological changes have been taken place. The government health programs are usually at the level of secondary prevention. It is often expensive and less effective than primary prevention in the control of transmission of disease. Third one is the tertiary prevention, which may be called as a process where prevention is accomplished even when disease process has advanced beyond its early stage. It can be defined as all measures available to reduce or limit impairment and disabilities, minimize suffering caused by existing departures from good health, and to promote patient adjustment to irremediable conditions. Thus, tertiary prevention also includes rehabilitation of the patient. Here we are ending with this chapter concept of health and disease. Hope you have understand all. Thank you very much.